Coming at you live on opening day here in South Pasadena, California. But also, it's opening day at Dodger Stadium, and we can't be there, and that sucks, and we're all very sad. But we're happy because baseball's here, and this is the Blue Heaven Podcast. There's a lot of words that happen all at one time, but as you can tell, we are happy. We're wearing our farts. We're wearing things, and my name is Clint. You can find me as Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram.
I think they're really glad to hear that we are wearing things today. That's a different show. That's After Dark. My guys, my name is Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. Today's show, well, started off great. Things got a lot worse. We're calling it Kershaw Absolute Sadness. That's the first segment of our show. Clayton Kershaw
exploded.
Not opening day starter. Bless up. We'll talk about that a little bit and that pesky back that seems to have bothered him for the past many moons. And more importantly, though, we're going to get to the good stuff, guys. It's Mookie season. It's going to be Mookie season for a long time. We are happy. We could not be more excited to have Mookie in a Dodger uniform this year and for years to come. And there's a lot of financial details in that contract that you're going to want to hear, including a massive donation that he's making along with it. So make sure you stick around for that.
We also have a fun video, a hype video from our forever perpetually hyped post-game show host Doug McKinn. We're going to throw that in there just so Brooke and I can grab more beers in the middle of the show because that's always important. But that roster did drop today and it looked different, a little bit different than we had hoped. So we want to be angry about that. We want to talk about that a little bit.
I like being angry.
Also the lineup. Brooke was not a huge fan either, surprisingly.
I have my thoughts and my opinions, as I'm sure you all do, because I got several DMs from some of you and said, "What the hell?" And that was no context. That was it.
Thinking about it, we should have had cardboard cutouts like in front.
Or in the back, for
a
show, like just everybody else. We'll talk about that and more because Major League Baseball also, for some damn reason, decided that the Major League Baseball's playoffs were not good enough as were, and they just said, "Everybody, screw it, show up, everybody be there."
Yeah,
we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about it more on Monday, but we're gonna hit it a little bit today because we want to get some reactions for you guys.
So it's a live stream. It's pregame. There's going to be Dodger baseball in like an hour and a half. And if you guys are watching us instead of Sportsnet or whomst ever, we appreciate that, and we also appreciate Katie for watching us and listening to us at work. But we can't tell her boss, Katie's boss. Psst.
I think she hates her boss. So.
I mean, let's say who doesn't, but
cheers to
Gary's
that.
Our boss, and I don't.
Oh yeah, sorry, Gary.
He's a nice guy.
He's a good man.
Let's lead it off here with sports from coast to coast. Are we trolling Jared Carrabis for the next 12 years? Are you going with yeah or hell yeah?
Okay, he's on my catch hands list. So yeah. I think we're gonna have to let him have it. I think there were too many times that he said Mookie was never gonna be a Dodger. Mookie looks unhappy with the Dodgers. Mookie doesn't want to be there. He's only there as a rental. He's only gonna be there for 60 games. Good luck with no season because the season's not gonna happen. And now look, we have him for the next 13 seasons. Thank you, Jared. We appreciate you. Thank you for putting that bad hubris into the universe and bringing him back to us.
Notably, you've said dumb things and wrong things.
I say many dumb things, many wrong things. Thankfully, people don't go through my Twitter and say, hey, you talk a lot of crap on players, specifically this guy who is now very good. I won't say which ones because you'll dig for him.
Yeah, just start word searching names and his account.
If Josh Reddick ever word searches my account,
you might have a lawsuit.
I might be in trouble.
All right, you want to get to the sad first or the happy first?
Oh, let's just get the sad out of the way. We gotta do it.
So
just gotta get out of the way.
We were sitting here in the office. Well, I should say we've been sitting here for a while waiting for Justin Turner to come on, who was an hour late to his Zoom press conference. So thanks, JT. We much appreciate that. But we were waiting around for Dave Roberts, who was also a little late. And it turns out he was a little late because Kershaw's back hurts a little bit.
Yeah, mine too. But you don't see me sitting out.
Dude, I'm ready. I'd throw.
So here, the breakdown.
I got 65 in the tank right now.
65 pitches or 65 miles an hour?
Pitches, yeah. No, okay. I could not, maybe
gas it for 65.
Right
so basically how it goes is Tuesday, during a workout in the weight room, he tweaked his back. Whatever that looks like, we have no idea. They tried to tough it out, stretched him out, all that stuff, had him working with the medical team. Woke up this morning, still felt stiff, and so they said, you know what, screw it. You're not getting the start today, not worth it. Doc basically said, we're not going to push it. There's no reason to push it first game of the season against a minor league team. What's the point of, going all out against the friggin' San Francisco Giants, who don't even have a Major League Baseball player on their team anymore. And That's it. He's not on the team. Dustin May was told yesterday that he's like, "Hey, be ready. This is a possibility."
Like so a day after he got optioned to minor league camp,
which is just perfect because the number of complaints after people found out that Dustin May was not on the 30-man roster, it's just perfect. So this is what you get for complaining, everybody. You're welcome.
Simeon is going to be is in North Hollywood and is going to be listening to the game at In-N-Out Burger and having a nice meal. So that's a plus way to do it. But you're going to have to be there for a while because but baseball games happen a while. But
I will say that In-N-Out sounds very good because we do not have any food today.
So Dodgers reporter Brooke Smith.
Yeah, it's me.
Brooke Smith. Yeah. My question to you is: are you now, after all the happiness and all the things that we've
I've never been happy.
Sorry, after all the happiness you should be experiencing with this very good team and all these players, David Price has opted out. Your top 3 starters heading into summer camp aren't on the active roster. Well, I mean, Buehler's on the active roster, but he's not starting game 1. He's not starting game 2. How do you feel about losing these 3 people after, into this highly anticipated but very, very short, weird season where everything can go very wrong very fast, as is, in Dodger fan fashion?
I don't care.
Back to you.
Mookie Betts is a Dodger. Nothing can faze me. I cannot be hurt. I haven't felt nothing but pain for the last 10 years as a Dodger. Nope, 20 years as a Dodger fan.
Fair.
Nothing but pain. You cannot hurt me. We are good. We are fine. We have the rotation. We have the depth. When you can pull up one of your top prospects to pitch opening day for you, granted it's against the Giants, so it's like not that big of a deal. If you can do that, you got a pretty deep organization and things are going to be okay. Like I said before when David Price opted out, I said, hey, we could lose probably 7 more starting pitchers before I started to panic. And that's true. I still believe in that. Obviously, there's certain guys that you don't want to lose, but still feel very confident in that. Josiah Gray very much proved that he can be a big league pitcher if needed. Yeah. Not to mention the fact that we have guys in the bullpen that are actual starting pitchers and just happen to be in the bullpen. So
while it's Sook's Big Tuna,
Sook's Big Tuna.
Go to my Twitter, guys, Real FRG, if you want to see what the hell we're talking about there. Single greatest comment I've ever seen online.
I have never seen a better comment
about Clayton Kershaw hitting the injured list. Somebody commented, "This Sook's Big Tuna," and
verbatim,
Sook, Sook. Sook's Big Tuna. And I mean, I couldn't.
Tim Rogers says Giant Sook.
Giant Sook. Giant Sook.
That's the new Beat LA chant.
Norma says, Brooke and Clint, you have to be positive, so I will be positive. I don't know what my blood type is, but I'm going to be positive right now. Dustin May gets to start tonight. In the year of our Lord, 1981, Jerry Royce, veteran, was supposed to start for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Instead, he got brokened, and Fernando Valenzuela takes the ball in Game 1 of the 1981 season, as I tweeted, and people were very happy. Yeah. Rookie pitcher, rookie lefty, Fernando takes the ball, and he goes on a run where he knocks out in 8 consecutive scoreless, or not scoreless, but 8 consecutive shots. We know he's not complete games. We know Dustin May's not going to throw a bunch of complete games. It's probably going to be his only start. Also, Ross, be careful. Ross, be careful, please. He has like 2 good starts, and all of a sudden, Dave's gonna be like, "Yeah, we feel good about Ross going in there." And then, meanwhile,
really good Dave Roberts voice.
Yeah, we feel good about. So I'm not getting into that, but of that 1981 season, that season featured a very long layoff. In this case, it was the players' strike. It was almost borderline a player strike for the last month of the season that we were robbed of, or thereabout, in the month of June.
Right.
So there was a layoff. The season became sort of 2 halves, but more importantly, the Dodgers go on to win the World Series, and that Dodgers team featured a lot of Dodger veterans that had been the record center infield was all together. This was basically their last opportunity because they were going to start losing players. You're going to lose probably Ron Say or trade him. We got Justin Turner. You're going to lose the other guy, Davey Lopes.
That one guy.
You got Kike Hernandez, and I'm not saying that because they're both Latinx boys. Sam Pasillas.
They're the oh yeah, you are Pasillas. I always forget that.
Yeah, I could say things.
So what
like
you're saying is it's probably going to be good.
There are a lot of parallels. Does it even mean anything? No, but can we hope? Absolutely.
There are parallels, so we're going to be fine.
Yeah, that's good. That's what we have.
Just
we
don't
need
cry.
hope, man.
Just don't cry. Dustin May looked nasty, man. We're going to be all right. In better news, let's get on to the better news. I'm over the injured news. I'm over the sadness. It's opening day. We're in July, and we didn't think we were going to see opening day. Garrett Cole sucks. Max Scherzer's getting rocked. It's perfect. It's the ideal day. Good news. Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is going to be a Los Angeles Dodger, probably for life. For life. They agreed to a 13-season, 12-year contract extension on Wednesday, which, how do we say this? When you say came out of left field, is that okay to say during baseball? Because it was very much out of left field.
I would like to agree with that statement. Thank you.
I don't think anybody in the world saw this coming. We knew it was going to be worked on, but I don't think any of us thought. I was 100% of the mind that he was going to test out free agency and that the Dodgers would have a crack at him in free agency because it makes sense for him.
He said as much.
He's a generational talent. Why not get into the market? But for whatever reason, it sounds like during the press conference, he just loves LA and he loves this team and he loves their reporters and he just really wants to be a Dodger. And so with that in mind, 12-year extension on top of this year. We're going to get into the financials of this because you guys need to know every little piece, every detail of this contract because it's very important.
It's the most weird, wild, like you said, out of left field, even though he's a right fielder. I woke up in the morning and like we see this tweet from Lou Merlone, not James Loney, not related to him, but Lou Merlone, former MLBer. I had no idea he was doing anything still in the game of baseball.
I didn't know he was alive, to be honest with you.
He's one of those mini WEEI Boston radio.
Is that a wrestling federation?
Yes. He's a Boston wrestler over there next to the Red Sox. He had this, and I was like, okay, this guy's it's an off day. He's trying to stir the pot. I
got sent that by several people in the morning, and I said, kind of rolled over and looked at my phone, and I was like, not worth getting out of bed over.
Yeah. I said I wish this was real. I also wish I can go get a jetpack. Well, I guess I got one of my wishes.
Then I had some more important people text me, and then I said, I'm going to get up and check this out, and I'm going to see what's up. And not that long after, things started falling out of the sky. Mookie Betts is a Dodger for 13 years. Financial details and breakdown. The first thing that you need to know, probably maybe one of the most important things, there is no opt-out in this deal. So at no point can Mookie Betts say, you know what, don't want to be here, don't want this contract anymore, I'm going to bounce and get a better deal. Usually guys, when they do that, kind of set it up so that they become a free agent around age 32 so that they can get a fat contract that carries them into retirement. Usually, that's not the case. He said, I want to do the Bryce Harper thing and stay in one place and play my career here. What he did not do with the Bryce Harper thing is he did not get a full no-trade clause because Stan Kasten does not do that because Stan's real inside baseball guy.
He's
real inside baseball guy. So he did not get a no-trade clause.
Why would you not want to be with the Dodgers for the rest of your life?
Exactly. Perfect Stan Kasten impersonation. He also, on top of that, will be donating. We'll get into the salary details, but I think this is like something really worth repeating because it really speaks to him as a human being and who he is. He'll be donating $100,000 from his salary every year to the Dodgers Foundation and the Dodgers charities, which is just, I don't know that I've ever seen a financial commitment like that from a contract. I don't think there has been one like that.
And there's one thing that's pretty well known about Mookie Betts is that he doesn't like talking about his philanthropic efforts.
When he does good things, he doesn't want people to know.
Yeah, that's not his bag.
His bag is all that money he just got.
Maybe they wanted him to announce it just so he wouldn't be asked about like, what are you doing with this or what are you doing with that? Like he gets it out of the way. Here's the money. But getting into like the idea of him, this really coming out of left field, and the idea that he said, "Hey, I want to test free agency." Would you be around people for what 5-6 total weeks and be like, "I want to be here for the rest of my life"?
That was a question that was asked during the press conference, and I was like, I'm really interested to see what he's going to say about this. Like, is it just a money thing where he's like, yeah, I just got offered a lot of money, why not take it? It was not that. It was he gushed about the Dodgers and the organization as a whole. He talked about how welcoming everybody was, how quickly he fit into the team, and more importantly, he said, I got here and I could see he looked at all the young guys that aren't even with the team yet, and he was like, this is going to be a good team for a long time. Like, this is not like I'm going to be here for 2-3 years, we might get a World Series. This is like, I want to be here for a very long time, and we're going to compete for a very long time. Because he got to see like 19, 20-year-old kids who are still a couple years away from the big leagues, crushing the ball, tearing it up in spring training and then in summer camp again. So for him to come in
for one, Gray looked great through that.
Number of
Mitchell
names.
White, but yeah, anyways,
for him to come up and say, hey, big deal, want to stay with this team. The fact that he really wanted to stay with the team. Also, I asked him specifically, and this ruffled some feathers, and I don't really mind that. Specifically, if the Red Sox would have offered him that contract, would he have taken it from the Red Sox? Because number one, I'm not a real journalist, and number two, I really wanted him to bash Boston, but you know what? Just couldn't happen. Totally understand it. Class act. He said, you know what? I'm just really happy to be here.
Sports from Coast to Coast says it perfectly. A++ human dude.
Perfect. I mean, he's a quality, just top to bottom dude. You see everything that he did. He's from Nashville, so he was in Nashville over the quarantine, I guess you can call it. But you see everything that he did in quarantine was like buying groceries for a store full of people, handing out all sorts of masks and sanitizers and stuff at events and stuff like that. Stuff that he didn't advertise, but people showed up for and was like, let's take pictures of this guy. And it was like, I'm just buying groceries for everybody.
And out here with the hashtag Hollywood lifestyle, you see, you see Justin Turner out more. You see Kershaw more in the forefront because he knows that they both know that their foundations in particular will focus on these two dudes. You can get more money out of the Hollywood celebrities and stuff. You can get more people, more help for the various charities and different efforts that the community needs or whoever may need. Obviously, Kershaw is kind of more global, but you really got to think that Mookie being here, he's going to have to play up a little bit more with that. But even so, Mookie knows what these people are doing. He knows what the players are about. And we've seen so much more during this, hopefully, like I don't know how much we want to talk about what's going to happen with Black Lives Matter tonight, because there are so many people that just are bad people online, and it sucks. But MLB is doing things about it. They're making efforts, they're making stances. It's not meant to change the world immediately, but I'm sure Mookie looked at that video that Kershaw spearheaded and was like, damn, that's cool.
It's a cool team.
That's really awesome. And so many of those little things that have been done in just a short amount of times. And that's where in 6, 7, however many weeks together between the few weeks in spring training and the few weeks here in summer camp, that's how you can be like, you know what? I want to be there for the next 13 seasons.
More importantly, he said he said in his words, he wants to win rings with an S, not a Z. I learned that the hard way. I want multiple rings brought back to LA. I miss winning championships. The Lakers haven't had one in a long time. The Clippers aren't a real team, so they don't have any. And the Kings, they died. You know, it's whatever. But on top of that, let's get into the financial details a little bit. We're going to gloss through them because I want you guys to hear this and how it plays into our future. Annual average of $30.4 million, roughly, give or take, valued by the Players Association.
That's it.
Perfect annual average for him. It makes sense. $115 million of that contract is deferred payments. He only makes $17.5 million in 2021 and 2022. And the Dodgers specifically designed that so if there's lingering pandemic effects, it doesn't hurt his pay as much. So let's say there's no fans in 2021, that pay doesn't cut his pay down as much. So they did it with him in mind. They made sure they built that in there. They also built in a $65 million signing bonus, which is a lot to explain. But with taxes in California, if you're a non-resident, you get a bonus versus contract pay. Plays up great for you, apparently. I don't know taxes. I don't pay them. IRS, don't investigate me. On top of that,
broke Smith.
5 years into the deal anyways, he will acquire 10 years of service time and 5 years of consecutive service with one team, meaning he automatically gets a full no trade clause anyways. So that's why there was not really one built in, but he'll get one 5 years in. But if you guys are looking at this and saying like, wait a minute, we got to pay a lot of our young guys. What are we doing here? We got Bueller, we got Bellinger, we got Seager, we got all these guys that are going to need to be paid over the next couple of years. Well, that's why there's deferrals, because we're going to have some money when we need it the most, and we're going to be able to pay those guys. Maybe not all those guys. Maybe one of them walks away in free agency. Maybe we just have the killer bees and Corey Seager finds a new home. You never know, but it's going to be a lot of money, and we're going to have a young core for a very long time. And my goodness, this is going to be a very good Dodgers team for a very long time.
That it is. So on Monday, we'll get more into like that future. What does this mean for the players? Because you got to figure that. Sure, online right away, the players are like, yeah, secure the bag. But Belly, who's dribbled, Bellinger, whose agent is Scott Boras, is going to be looking at that. And that's a thing. But you also look at this and you can basically guarantee that Peterson, Kike, and Pedro Baez are probably not guarantee they're not coming. I can't say guarantee probably. That's anyway. They're not coming back. There wouldn't be a reason for them to come back to LA because the money wouldn't be there. Wouldn't be a reason for them for the Dodgers to go out and sign it because they don't want to waste that kind of money. Not waste, but utilize that currency elsewhere.
Just a quick question, real quick. Do you think we're going to break the consecutive division title record?
Was that 50 billion? Yeah. 14?
14, 15?
I don't know. Yes.
It's many.
Why not?
Many Braves.
We have it. We have
Barbs.
We have Barbs. We have the players. We have the people, the minor leaguers on the farm, as Tim Rogers well knows. So yeah, good. Very good. But it's opening day.
Is it?
And we got to talk about what this team is about. What's going on tonight with the baseballs? Tonight being opening night.
We follow.
How do you want to do this? You want to go with the roster first, or should we mix in some Doug McCain hype?
Let's hype it first. Let's get it going. Let's get the blood flowing.
Guys, make sure you retweet this right now so everybody gets hyped with us. Because for the next X amount of minutes, which I think is about 3, don't worry, we'll be back and we'll take all your questions. But yeah, baseball is here, and boy, am I happy.
Hold up.
Swirl.
Hold up. Hey.
If you don't want me to watch the ball, you can go get it out of the ocean.
We don't play. We gon' rock it till the wheels fall off. Hold up.
1-0 from Lopez. Bellinger hammers the ball. It's Bellinger's turn.
Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey. With the coming real, it's the next episode. Swirl.
The Dodgers have had many great teams in their rich history, but the 2020 Dodgers could be the most dominant Dodger team ever. But they need to win it all, and this is the year they finally break through and win that elusive World Series title.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
I'm ready to mess some teams up.
You feel good, man.
Yeah, I'm happy. I haven't been happy in a long time.
And that video is up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. If you guys want to go out and share it around, we'd appreciate it. Doug would appreciate it. Doug put some good work into that. Our DN postgame host, Doug McCain, he will also be live after the game tonight to take all your comments in the comments section below. But man, it's a good-looking team. Even, looking through that video and being sad that there's no Verdugo, there's no Russell Martin, and you know what? I don't think Russell Martin's coming back.
He might be. We got a lot of time to have our catchers not be good. So I give Austin Barnes a little bit of time. Let him breathe. Let him breathe.
So as of the time we're doing this, it's about an hour 10 away from first pitch at Dodger Stadium. Dustin May takes the bump for Los Angeles, and Johnny Cueto is back alive and throwing for whatever the what are they called? The Giants are trying to be the mediums.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I see.
The roster dropped today, and the roster did have Clayton Kershaw on it. So this is the original roster that the Dodgers dropped this AM. It's not. It's no longer accurate because Clayton Kershaw.
It's accurate-ish.
His back fell off. So Kershaw off, Dustin May on. Rookie Dustin May gets the ball for the season opener, which is pretty cool. Game 2 is going to our good friend Ross Stripling. We couldn't be more excited for Ross to get that opportunity. What were the things that stood out for you on this lineup or this roster immediately?
Okay, I have big hits and big misses. You want to go big hits or big misses first?
Sorry, I think of big misses, and I'm like, yeah,
A large woman.
Yeah, it's a large woman.
You want to go big misses first then? We're going big misses first. I think the biggest miss is having Terrence Core on the roster, but I understand that he's in there for purposes of pinch running and being that guy, so that's fine. Tony Gonsolin's another big miss for me just because I really love me some Tony Smokes, and I really think he should be on every big league roster, not just the Dodgers. He's great. I think he will be up probably next week. I think they'll probably slow play Kershaw's back slower than they're actually saying, so don't be surprised to see Gonsolin piggybacking maybe Walker Buehler next week. Maybe, possibly. Another big miss for me is AJ Ramos not being on, just because I understand he didn't really get to face a lot of actual hitters. He didn't have a lot of time in camp. He's going to need some more. He's going to need to face more batters, and I understand that. But I really liked him. I really thought he was throwing the ball well. He looked sharp. Gave up a couple hits, couple walks, hit batter, not a problem. My biggest hit, my number one biggest hit, Brusdar Graterol is on the opening day roster. And if you guys know anything about me, you know that I am a very big Brother Gatorade fan. I'm so excited that he's on this roster. I'm so excited that he's getting an opening day shot. He's going to throw some innings out of that bullpen. He's probably not going to throw very many out of the bullpen, but he will get some, and I'm very excited about that. Dave Roberts talked about him in his press conference today, and you could see his face light up. He obviously sees something very good in that kid. He says nothing but very good things about him, so I'm really excited to see what he can do.
Officially, he's the bazooka now.
Not the Buffalo.
He will forever be Brother Gatorade in our hearts and in our minds. Absolute win getting Graterol on that. And I hope, obviously right now, so for the first 2 weeks of the season, it's a 30-man roster. For the 2 weeks after that, it's 28, and then it goes down to 26-man roster. So there will be some tough decisions coming in the next 2 weeks, and we're gonna lose some names on there. You might lose one of Rios or Beatty on there. Terrence Gore is absolutely not retaining a roster spot.
He's here for 2 weeks.
The Gore move was initially part of the Dustin May option to alternative camp because they didn't need D-May until
next week.
So Dodgers doing what they do best, roster manipulation. Hey, let's do this, and then whatever happens, Gore hits the IL, something happens like that.
Some other things to note: Jake McGee did make the opening roster, which I would have no problem with if Adam Kolarek didn't also make the opening day roster.
The miss is either one of Kolarek and McGee. The McGee signing came out of nowhere, and for him to come in, serve up 2 bombs,
Hey.
and a double.
Hey, he had to drive all the way from Colorado.
Okay.
He literally got to camp. They were like, put your cleats on, you're in the game. And he was like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. So I'm going to give him a little break on that one. I'm gonna hope that they're going to ease him into games and be like, hey, let's get some work in with this catcher that you've never talked to before in your entire
Adam
life.
Kolarek got big outs for the Dodgers last October. He should have gotten one more big out, but instead Clayton Kershaw was brought in to face Soto, and that didn't work out. Dave Roberts, through summer camp, talked about players, primarily pitchers, but players earning that spot, earning a spot on the roster. And he was pretty harsh-ish as harsh as Dave Roberts could be. He was pretty harsh-ish on Adam Kolarek.
He did not say like super nice things about him, which is that's Dave Roberts' harshness. If he doesn't say something very nice about you, it's kind of harsh. His thing was like, hey, he needs to work on getting righties out. And that's a Dave Roberts harsh statement. Dylan Floro. How we feeling? How we feeling about that? Because he's definitely fallen off in the past year or so, but in the summer camp showings, it looked pretty solid. He looked like he was a real pitcher.
He's gonna be that dude who comes in to get the final out that Dustin May can't get.
Okay.
He's gonna be that type of guy. There's a runner on first or whatever the hell it is. He's gonna get the random mop up innings. He bears no weight on this ultimate 26-man roster that is gonna ride. The Dodgers will ride to October glory, but other than that, I really feel strongly about this Jake McGee thing. Like,
you want to talk about it?
It's a no for me, dog.
All right, we're gonna move on from Jake McGee because you very much
more
have,
Jake McGee talk right here. We have Kolarek and McGee.
You have some issues with him.
I do like Dennis Santana though. I
love that. Yeah, I think that's a good spot
it.
for him. I think I think he has excellent potential. Tim Rogers will also tell you the same thing. How long do you think it'll be before Gavin Lux is up? There's no way that he gets held down in the minor league camp that long.
I mean, at this point, with how far off he looked and just the kind of attitude he seemed to be displaying, I think McKinstry gets recalled before him.
Oh, that's a hot take of the day, Gary. That's a hot take. So you think Zach McKinstry is going to get the call to the big leagues? I love me some Zach McKinstry. I love Zach McKinstry more than I love Kike Hernandez and Austin Barnes combined.
Oh, well, really
Kike's a nice guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Austin Barnes isn't nice, and he's not good. So I would love to see Zach McKinstry get a chance. I love that guy. I think he really... Dave Roberts said... Okay, I don't want to misphrase this because I feel like it could sound very terrible. He said he's an injury away from having a big league job, which I know sounds super dark, but that's real. That's realistic. Like
he's about to go Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah, he's playing on a roster that's so deep that even he doesn't have a job, but he should have a job. So if there is an injury at any point, I think Zach McKinstry is next up on the list, and he can play a lot of positions. He can move around the diamond. He's a good ball player. I'm excited to see that guy. He also developed some power seemingly out of nowhere, which. Thank you.
Plus his ability, we're talking about McKinstry still, right? Like his ability to kind of just drop Oppo shots. Like that's that gap, that left center gap. Oppo, he dropped an Oppo taco on the last game, I think. Or
Gary said he missed the hot take, so I'm saying it again. That Zach McKinstry will get the call up before Gavin Lux.
It's a little bit before.
FRG. There you go.
Clinton Braglin asked about Cody Thomas. He was MIA. He's probably not going to play much of a role on this team this year. Giddy up 409. Giddy up 409. Over on Twitch says, keep Lux down. Kike gonna have a good year. Another hot take. We're gonna get.
I will say I think Kike is gonna have a very, very hot start. That's my prediction.
Oh,
and as he tends to.
No, because that was a problem. He basically was handed the keys to second base last year.
That was last year. But in the years past, whenever
that would have been
the
time for him to get the hot start. When he didn't have a hot start, 2016. But I'm not going to talk about that anymore.
I don't remember that.
Hamill says Lux will be up in 3 weeks.
That's about right.
It's reasonable. It's reasonable. There could
when the rosters get cut down,
there could be an injury thing happening there. But are we getting into the lineup here? So
we're doing lineup now.
Let's do a little bit of lineup because that's where I want to go with Enrique Hernandez, who
you don't like where he's batting.
Notorious. I don't like the fact that he's in the lineup.
He's in the game. Why is Chris Taylor not in the game?
Because Chris Taylor's a nice boy who won't tell Doc, why am I not in the lineup?
The dude has been crushing the ball.
Exactly.
Playing great defense. There's no reason for him to not be in.
Kike hit.
And it's a
Kike
right-handed
did
pitcher.
well.
It's a right-handed pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Kike doesn't hit right-handed pitching.
No, check it out. We have a post coming out tomorrow, or it came out today. Tomorrow on Friday is a post from our own AJ on the guitar about the differences and the weird comp between Kike and Chris Taylor. But Kike had a good summer camp playing against half of the Dodgers, which also makes me scared because this will be his last season, and I really don't want Kike Hernandez to become the next Dodger killer.
He's going to be good against the Dodgers. That's what you're saying.
But I don't know. I mean, I guess the version of the lineup that the intra-squad games, version of the lineup every time that Mookie was batting leadoff, those teams lost. The home teams kept losing. But after all this time, the assumption is, hey, the Dodgers finally got their leadoff guy, and I'm not going to say that I hate Muncy leading off because that is my personal preference before Mookie, before in the before Mookie era, but. The lineup being Muncy, Betts, Bellinger, Turner, Seager, Hernandez, Peterson, Pollock at DH, and Austin Barnes, which basically gives you pitcher hitting in the 9-hole.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Wait,
that was good. Yeah.
Does you see he doesn't do good with the baseball stick?
You have thoughts because I have thoughts.
Chris Taylor should have been in the lineup.
Chris Taylor should be in the lineup, absolutely. Doc did say that he wanted to stack lefties and righties, and that's why the lineup kind of looks like this. Hot take,
this just in. Kike Hernandez and Chris Taylor are both right-handed batters.
That's not what we're talking about.
I thought we were talking about that.
Yeah, we're talking about lineup construction. People, I got a lot of DMs on why the hell Mookie Betts isn't batting leadoff.
He DMs himself a lot.
I do. It's just me talking to me. Max Muncy and Mookie Betts. I like Max Muncy as a leadoff hitter. I like Mookie Betts better as a leadoff hitter, but the way they wanted to construct the lineup with lefty-righty, I guess it just makes sense because you got Muncy, who's a lefty, Mookie, who's a righty, Bellinger, who's a lefty, JT's a righty, Corey's a lefty, Kike's a righty, Jock's a lefty, Pollock's a righty, etc. In case you guys didn't know that, that's why the lineup looks like this. That's my only real qualm with this lineup is that that CT's not in there. I don't have a lot of problems. Maybe the fact that our DH is hitting 8th. Don't love that.
But that's also like a good thing because you have Pollock, who, like Peterson said, he's an all-star threat. Rest in peace, all-star game. But if you're able to, that was the guy they were talking about having leadoff when we acquired him, when we signed him as a free agent last year. AJ Pollock, potential leadoff guy, could be a guy who batted third. Sure, he had a bad 2019. It wasn't the best. He had a really, really good stretch there that would play up fantastically in a 60-game season. Are you able to put that dude at 8?
No.
Your biggest offseason acquisition from the prior offseason, you can put that dude 8? That's impressive.
Do you have any opinions on... I have my theories on why...
Kingman's performance?
Why Austin Barnes is in the lineup and not Will Smith. My thing was, I think
Clayton Kershaw hates Will Smith.
Kershaw's catcher is Austin Barnes. Yeah. It was originally set up to be Clayton Kershaw and Austin Barnes. Obviously, he got scratched. Just keep him in the lineup. Now, he's already prepared. Will Smith's not as prepared because he wasn't ready for the start.
And now imagine Dave Roberts going up to Austin Barnes and being like, "Hey, bud, I'm going to sit you."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm not messing with that kid.
Yeah.
He scares me." Go ahead, you're starting today.
Yeah, you can keep it. You can keep it.
He actually doesn't talk to Austin Barnes. He just leaves him notes in his locker. He's afraid of him.
But I'm sure a lot of you guys saw the lineup. If not, you heard us talk about the lineup. One of the things I do love about Mookie Betts being in this lineup is that there's no wrong answer like 1 through 5 for him. If you're betting him 5th, it's like, man, that's $30 million in your 5-hole. That's probably pretty dumb, but still, he can do no wrong in any spot in the lineup. And there's one? I think he's the only person. Like, think about Cody Bellinger leading off. You don't want that. You don't really. You feel weird about Muncy leading off. Turner leading off doesn't make Seager. There's nobody else that could really do it.
All that,
but also 2-hole and all that. It's just it's good. I wanted to get back on Muncy or the other guy, Mookie. I wanted to get back on Mookie for a second there because man, he's just gonna always work in this lineup.
Yes.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter where you plug him in, he's going to be good. He can hit first, he can hit second, third, fourth, doesn't matter. Mookie's a good hitter, and he's going to hit wherever the hell he wants, wherever Dave Roberts wants to put him in that particular day, whatever the lineup construction is. There's going to be, we set a record for lineup constructions last year. I feel like we're going to probably set another one somehow in a 60-game season because just how many guys you can plug into this roster on a daily basis. the fact that you have Edwin Rios sitting on your bench, a guy who is a DH, like by nature, I think, says a lot. And you're going to get a lot of guys rest days, and you're going to keep a lot of guys fresh, and it's going to be good. I'm really happy. I don't know how else to say it.
Hot take.
You just look
Brooke
at that.
Is happy.
Just look at that roster, and you're like, oh, I feel good. I'm happy. There's never been a time in my life where Kershaw got scratched on opening day where I would feel happy. Like that, any time in my life, that situation would not be good. But I'm feeling good today. You know, if Mookie's extension came longer ago, maybe not. But
So
I'm happy.
Drop your guys' takes on the lineup, on the roster. Tell us what players you don't like as people. But
Who don't you like?
Hamill says Muncy is good leading off, but Betts would be better. I think everybody would have just felt happier having him lead off for opening day.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you were doing during camp.
You went and acquired him basically to be your leadoff guy.
It's weird to do things differently than you were doing in camp, but maybe that's part of their strategy. They're like, hey, we're just going to mix it up on the Giants. They were expecting Mookie to hit first? Nah, second.
There's going to be 60 games this season. How many different lineups do we end up with?
Many.
Let's see. I'm doing that because the mentions that we're going to have to deal with on the official Dodgers Nation Twitter, you know, people really like it when Dave Roberts changed the lineup. In 60 games, OnKit says they're going to have 60 different lineups. But more importantly, Puppy Butt 310 says 61 lineups.
Oh, tiebreaker game. Puppy Butt, good call.
I hope Giddy Up 409 says they're trying to confuse Farhan.
Farhan's laptop is completely out of the loop now. He has no
7
idea.
different kinds of smoke. Jeffy, aka Jeffy, or Heffy, if you're nasty, says, I don't care if we don't get cheated. I'm good and good pitching. Yeah, sure.
Just don't cheat against us and we'll win.
I wasn't going to talk about it, but we are going to probably talk to noted Houstonite and Astros superfan and Ross Stripling hater Cooper Searles on Monday, I believe.
He does hate Ross Stripling. He told me.
Big time hater. Yeah. Dan wants to know what's the update on Brookthie's stash. Is he keeping it?
On my what?
Your mustache.
Oh, yeah. I got a text yesterday that said I have to keep it for 13 years now. So that's going well.
You heard it here second, folks.
I would like you guys to recognize that my mustache brought Mookie to LA forever. So
5 ever.
You are welcome. Brought baseball back, brought Mookie a contract. I think he owes me part of it, actually.
I think that's how I titled it too. I titled this episode like 5 ever, but Mookie 5 ever.
Not Sook's Big Tuna.
Oh man, you know what really suits Big Tuna? Kershaw not starting, but Dustin May is gonna do goodly.
It's gonna be a good game, guys.
Coop Life VQ says Pollock was going through injury like Seager was. Seager's now healthy and he's on fire. Maybe that's the positive take on Pollock, even though he also showed up late after dealing with Rona.
He did do that.
Pollock isn't hurt, but he didn't look exceptional at any point during these summer camp games.
Roach says he got banned for a second.
I didn't ban you this time. But I'll ban you for now.
I'll ban you again.
Sure, why not? Banned.
You know what? How long are we from game time? Hour some change?
We're just under an hour, so we'll be here for maybe like 5-10 more minutes.
I need you guys to drop your who's your first Dodgers home run? I need you to drop it in the comments.
Call your shot.
You guys need to call your shot in the comments right now. I want to see him. I want to see what your guys' biggest prediction was. If I were a betting man, which I'm not because I lose all my money, I would bet on a leadoff home run from Max Muncy.
Ooh,
Maximum Muncy.
Like to lead off the game, or
yeah,
okay.
I mean not technically the game because they're the home team. So to lead off his game,
Mr. Reporter over here.
Accuracy. Well, look at all this diversity. There's so many different names popping up in here.
I had one and then I forgot it.
There's only so many guys.
Actually, you know what? I remember. I think I commented it on the Sportsnet LA Twitter earlier. Don't hate me. I'm going Pollock. Out of nowhere, Pollock is going to drop a bomb. I'm not saying what inning or he's going to do it before anybody else, but he will. I'm calling a shot. He will hit a home run. A home run.
Alexis says Hyunjin Ryu. Too soon. That's too soon.
Hamill brings up a good
Ban her.
question here, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Hamill says Barnes will get the majority of the starts at catcher. Do you think that is an accurate statement, or
I think it entirely
Russell
depends. I think it entirely depends on how the first couple weeks or so of Will Smith's 2020 go. I am worried about him offensively. He seems out of rhythm, out of groove, does not look great. So if we're going sheerly based on defense, because that's what it might end up being, yeah, Austin Barnes might end up getting a lot of the starts because I think he is a better defender than Will Smith is.
I stopped paying attention?
Me too. And I was talking. But yeah, all that to say, I think Austin Barnes might end up getting the majority of the starts.
Probably will, because I think Dave's afraid of him now instead of Kenley.
Giddy Up 409 says Kike calling it.
No. We got a Kike shot.
Got one Kike fan.
Alexa says 59 different lineups. I didn't answer. I think we're going to have a solid, not including playoffs, a solid 48
Good
different
year.
lineups.
It's a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a very
Sports
good
from
year.
Coast to Coast says Oral.
Yes,
like
please.
Hershiser? This is a family show, sir.
Oh, man. Swag Daddy McGee is happy that we have a Thursday surprise show. It's, it's baseball time. And there will be a non-surprise, because I'm telling you again, post-game show after this. Right after the game, I should say. Right after the baseball game.
With Doug McCain.
Caitlin's going Corey. We got Corey in there. We got two from Betts, Jose Rod, and Moses. Puppy Butt wants Muncie to dong one out of there, as they say.
I don't
JT.
think they say that.
Colin Jones is an angry boy, and we're just going to go ahead and actually literally ban him.
Goodbye, Colin.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bud. Thanks for stopping by. We got more Mookie in there. Bellinger. Norma says Bellinger. Maybe. Maybe not. That's it. Back to you in the studio.
We are in the studio.
And you see these names, and you're like, hey, man, any of them could do it. I feel good about that.
This guy says, do you show the game on here?
No.
That is illegal.
Somebody asked if we can do the commentary on the game. I mean, I would be down to do the commentary on that awful ESPN cast that was going on with Vaz Kursian and the other guy who I really
probably
detest,
be a lot
A-Rod.
better than that. Did you hear how he said? Did you hear how A-Rod kept saying point guard? Oh, I hate A-Rod. I hope he buys the Mets.
Jose Rod said, Clint, you came out on Dodgers Instagram post. So was Brooke. We were all there.
Hello.
Our Dodgers Nation extended family and more. We're on a production. The Dodgers reached out to us, and we're grateful for them for including us on their cool video. We also posted it up on our official Dodgers Nation, at official Dodgers Nation on Instagram.
We got our literal 5 seconds of fame.
3 seconds.
3 seconds of fame.
And we were on that call for like 20 minutes, and that was the best they came.
Sweaty.
That was your fault. You should have turned on the
I didn't
AC.
think it was going to be that long.
Yeah, no, that was cool. That was fun. It was, I mean, it's weird being on a Zoom call and all that, but yeah.
That's all you have to add to the conversation?
But yeah, we were on there, and we appreciate the Dodgers for thinking about us. That's definitely pretty cool. So the final thing, and again, this is more of a pregame show. We're going to have a real full
We'll
have more full thought out process on the next show on Monday.
Breaking.
Chairs breaking.
Yeah.
Baseball, who said they were worried, Robert D. Manfred Jr. said, we probably couldn't have got more than 60 games in anyway because of the virus. And now baseball is expanding their playoffs because they realize they can get more money.
Yay.
It was on the docket at first, and they decided to not agree on the expanded playoffs. And again, we're going to dig into a lot more on this for our next show, our next live show on Monday, which will come out as a podcast on Tuesday. It's just, it's frustrating to see this, like the people the stewards that are supposed to care for your game and supposed to guide it towards the best possible scenario to get the most baseball for fans. It ultimately comes down to the all-ID-aller. And it really sucks a load of puppy butts.
A load of puppy butts. I'm gonna give you the details of it, like the really, really shortened version of it, because we're gonna talk about it a lot on Monday. But I want you guys to be able to sound off on it. But we got a Dodger game to watch. I gotta get home. I gotta sit down in my good chair and not move for the next couple of hours.
Did your TV show up yet?
My TV has. I think Walmart delayed my TV delivery, guys. I'm pissed. I gotta watch on a tiny
Walmart.
TV now. Walmart, ¿qué pasó?
What if I?
So basically, it expands the playoffs from 10 teams to 16, which is approximately half of the league. Basically, everybody's invited. Everyone gets a trophy.
You get a playoffs, and you get a playoffs.
It works as a first-round playoff series rather than the wild card sudden death. In that first-round playoff series, you get a best-of-3 series. Eventually, they want teams to be able to, the higher-seeded teams, to select their own opponent, which is very strange to me, but that's not happening this year. It's just going by seeding. Also, on top of that, aside from the fact that it's a 3-game series, all 3 games will be held at the top seed's home during that game. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, 2 teams from each division will be selected. So, and then additionally, 2 teams from each division. Also, 2 teams from each league with the best record. So those are like the wild cards, even though they're not really. It's kind of, I have so many thoughts and opinions that I'm going to share on Monday. So I'm going to hold back and just say, playoffs are expanding. More teams will be there. For some reason, we're playing more games when we were trying to get this season over with because COVID's going to kill everybody, apparently, according to Rob Manfred, and we needed to get it done quickly, so we can't have a lot of playoff games. We got to get it done, guys. No, nothing. All of a sudden, a lot of playoff games.
Only a month ago. That's when I was going to do it. But now, I mean, understandably, the numbers have been good for baseball. For everybody else, oof, no. But for baseball, the numbers have been good. So they're like, hell, let's just jump right into it. I bet we're going to be playing it in November. No problem, too. Why not?
I hate it. Not a fan of it. I like baseball. I hate that. That's all I got to say about that. We'll talk about it more on Monday. Be prepared. Bring your pitchforks and torches, whatever mobs do. What do mobs have? Pitchforks and torches? That's what they have. Come angry on Monday because we're going to talk a lot about it. We're going to be mad about it together. We'll have reactions from hopefully Dave Roberts by then because he had not seen it yet when we asked him today, or when he was asked today. So
Puppy About 310 says FRG has had too many micheladas already. No, I don't drink micheladas. I'm sorry. I'm not a michelada kind of gal. However, we had earlier celebration beer, and then we went outside to where there was supposed to be food, and there was no food. So that sucked a load of
puppy butts.
How you say puppy butts?
Yeah.
So, that's it. That's it. This is just it's a pregame show.
It's game time.
This is
bro.
what you guys get.
It's game time. I mean, it's not really game time, but it's almost game time.
So we got our caller shots in. We got to talk about the series a little bit because we will be back after this series is completed. It's a 4-game series. Dustin May going up against Johnny Cueto tonight, and Coop Live VQ asked, "Do we expect a sweep of this broken Giants team?" Thoughts?
Apparently, they just talked about my question on ESPN.
Which was
the question that I asked Mookie Betts the other day.
Oh, okay.
Gary, LinkedIn them.
Enough about your fame, bruv. We get it. You're so cool.
You were on Sportsnet LA. You're better than me.
And then?
Can we get off now? I got to go check out how famous I am.
Okay. Well, I thought we were gonna. Do you expect a sweep?
Oh, what are we doing? Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Giants suck. What the heck? Giants dumb suck.
Dodgers will find a way to split the series. I'm gonna be the guy that everybody can be mad at.
Guy, man.
I got to, because then I get to be wrong, and it's doing it for the team.
Oh, you know what? Onkit's in the stream, so I'll say that the Giants make it close. Is that better? I feel bad.
Nah, screw that guy. He says, hell no, it's not going to happen. All right, screw it. We're going to do it. They're going to win 5 of 4 games tonight. Just tonight.
Lit.
Let's
get it done.
At any rate, it's time for him to go wind up his old TV. I guess
Not
that's
funny,
what you have to do. But baseball is here, and it's exciting, and we're excited, and the farmers market failed us. And until then, we are on the internet. We've had so much stuff to talk about on DodgersNation.com, so find us there, DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to Blue Heaven. We are on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Pandora, and so many more spots. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We just hit a number. We appreciate you guys so much for subscribing to us, so why not subscribe some more? Make some burner accounts. It'll be fun. YouTube.com/DodgersNationTV. That guy is BrookMe3 on the internet. I am Real FRG on the internet. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on this show. It's a pregame stay. After the game, same spots. Doug McCain, DN postgame show. He's going to take all your questions, all your comments, and help them out. Keep them coming because it's hard when you don't get enough of the good comments.
Doug also likes to talk, so talk to him.
Don't talk to him too much after like the 50-minute mark, though, because I would like to be able to.
Yeah, cut it down. Anyways, cut it down. Thank you guys for your comments, questions. Thanks for hanging out with us. Dodgers baseball is back. Let's go Dodgers. Let's go get that win, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
Oh, wait, I think I actually have the button for that. I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna do it. You guys are just gonna wait while I do this, and I can't. Okay, bye.